Hello YouTube and welcome back. I'm the Apex Kid. On this week's episode, we're going to be working out with someone who is stepping foot into the gym for the first time. We're really excited because I know that a lot of people are very intimidated by gyms and by those workout routines because they're afraid they don't know what they're doing or they're going to be too sore the next day. So today we're going to be working out with Amy Mercado, and she's going to be explaining some of the procedures, some of the things that we're going to be doing as she's going through it. For example, how difficult some of these exercises are, and if she's feeling any immediate pain or soreness, just so that you have a reference point to go off of. Now, Amy, when was the last time you worked out?
High school.
High school? How long ago was that?
2012.
So about 6 years now.
Yeah.
All right, were you excited?
I guess so.
All right, what are some of your goals that you would like to get out of working out and getting back into the gym?
Well, I did have 3 pregnancies, so I would love to go back to my goal, which was 130.
I know that a lot of women feel the same way, right? Especially after pregnancy, a lot of them, see body changes, and they kind of want to go back to that. Well, I tell you what, it is going to take some work, but we can definitely get there. We're just going to start off today with a general routine so that you can get in the right mindset, and then you can actually continue doing the same routine, just adjusting the weight, adjusting the repetitions. But I'm going to be right there next to you to make sure that you're doing everything correctly, okay?
Okay.
All right, well, follow us. All right, so we're going to start off with a 5-minute warm-up. This is just to get your heart rate up. A lot of people have some misconceptions about warming up. Amy, you had a question that you asked me when I told you to get on the elliptical. What was that?
Do we stretch first?
She said, do we stretch first? Now, that's a really good question. A lot of people stretch before doing exercises. And while there's nothing technically wrong with it, it's not ideal. The best way to look at your muscles is like pasta, okay? Now, pasta, when it hasn't been cooked, it's very fragile, right? If you stretch it or if you try and bend it, it snaps. As opposed, if you wet it a little bit and warm it up, it becomes more elastic. Our muscles are very similar. So once we've warmed up our muscles and we've gotten back into that rhythm, it's a lot easier to stretch. And that's really the best time to go ahead and do those stretches. So we're gonna be doing them more towards the end of the workout as opposed to the beginning, all right? So 5 minutes on the elliptical just to get our heart rate up. We're actually gonna increase the resistance a little bit to make it a little bit harder because we want her heart rate to be at a pace where she is still able to speak normally, but just slightly out of breath, okay? So go ahead and pick up the speed. 5 seconds, give me everything you got. Here you go, come on. And good, excellent. Okay, Amy, you just did 5 minutes. How many calories did it say you burned?
It stopped.
It stopped, all right. Well, right before it stopped, it said about 44 calories. So if you looked at our last video, we talked about what calories are. So she was on the elliptical for 5 minutes. You can see she's slightly out of breath. She just burned about 3 or 4 sips of a can of Coke. All right, so that should just tell you how much work it takes to burn off some of these calories. So it's not easy, okay? But she's in perfect condition now to get started, so we're gonna go ahead and move over to our first exercise. All right, we're back. So the first exercise we're gonna be doing is a squat, okay? Now, something to keep in mind with a squat is form is very, very important. Don't kill yourself trying to do a bunch of weight, and don't try and do this exercise without a spotter or someone helping you with your form if you've never really done it before, okay? Just to give you an idea, I'm gonna do a couple with no weight so that you can see the idea behind it, okay? So Amy, if you wanna take one step back, if you wanna actually get right next to the camera. So the key for a squat is your feet wanna be shoulder width apart, okay? And then the key is your knees should never pass your toes. So if your knees are going forward like that, you're doing it wrong. All the weight is going on your knees, okay? The ideal thing to do is just put your butt back, okay? Like if you were taking a seat, imagine a seat, and if you want to put a seat behind you, you can. But all you have to do is butt back. You see how my legs are almost straight, and then come back up, okay? That is the best way to do it. There are some other keys that you want to take into account. For example, you want your chest out. You want to make sure you're breathing. All right, that is the #1 mistake people make is they forget to breathe when they're doing their exercises. But yeah, just make sure butt back and breathe. Okay? So Amy, if you want to jump in, I want you to do a couple with no weight. All right, and then we're going to move up in weight. All right, I just want you to get the feel for it. Breathe. 4, 5, 6. It's getting heavy, right?
Yes.
7. 8. Come on, 2 more. All right, you got 1 more in you. 1 more. 1 more. Come on. And just come up. Come up, come up, come up. Finish it. There you go. All right. Good job. So as you can see, for a beginner, this exercise can be intimidating, and there are a lot of things to work out. But it's important that you get the mechanics down before you start involving weight. Last thing you want to do is start doing a bunch of weight and hurt yourself by tweaking your back, messing up your knees. There's just a lot of risk involved when it comes to these exercises, so make sure you're doing them properly. As you can see, her knees are still going a little bit forward, but as long as they don't pass her toes, then the pressure should be minimal. Ideally though, you want to be just going straight back and coming up. But as you add weight, that gets a little bit more difficult. And she really doesn't have that much experience in working out. So already with a weightless squat, it's going to be kind of difficult. We're going to be doing 4 sets of 12 to 8, depending on how much weight we use. 6. 7. Last one. And 8. Excellent. Sweet. All right. So you want to look at the camera, Amy? How difficult was that on a scale of 1 to 10?
7.
A 7. Okay. Now this is a complex movement, but she is hitting a lot of muscles when doing this. Okay. Again, this isn't something easy. This is going to be kind of difficult, but honestly, if I were to say what was the hardest part about it?
Trusting the chair.
Yeah. Was it the weight itself?
No.
No. You see, it's more about just getting the form down. All right, that's what's really difficult, is having proper technique. So we're gonna go ahead and move into the next workout. Alrighty, so we're gonna be moving now to the bench press, okay? With this exercise, you're gonna be hitting a lot of your core, your chest, your shoulders a bit, and your triceps. So this is another great workout to get you going. Now, one of the reasons that we're going from legs to chest to arms to back and hitting kind of multiple muscle groups is because we want to avoid that supreme or extreme soreness the next day. So if you do a lighter workout or just one workout per muscle group for your first day into the gym, you should be able to limit some of that soreness and not feel like death the next day. All right. So Amy, she's going to be starting off with a quarter of her weight, which is around 45 pounds, or the bar in this case, and she's going to be doing 12 reps. All right. If she can't do 12 reps, we'll just go down the weight. It really depends. As you know, females do tend to have weaker upper body strength, and bench pressing is one of their weaknesses, as you can say, in some cases starting off, especially people who have never worked out before. So we want to make sure we're starting off light enough, but still heavy enough to challenge her. All right. So Amy, go ahead and lay back. You're going to put your hands wherever they feel comfortable. You see these right here? These are your guidelines. Okay, so that way you put your hands in equal spots on both sides. Okay? So now what you're going to do is when you push, all right, go ahead and push. You're going to put it right underneath your breast. Okay? And then you're going to push up. There you go. Excellent. Go ahead. Perfect, yep. And remember to breathe out when doing it. Excellent. So that's 3. 3. Come on, you got it. I got you. Don't worry. Come on. 4. 2 more. Come on, go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go, I got it. I got it. Push, 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 push. Don't stop pushing. 1 more. Here we go. And push, 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 push. Difficulty for this for a beginner, a 4. Yeah, that's about right. All right, excellent. Okay, so we're gonna be doing deadlifts now. Check out my first episode on my channel. It discusses proper deadlift form as well. if you want to learn how to do it correctly. Now she's never done deadlifts before, so we are going to be doing it again with the PVC pipe, no weight, just for her to get the form down on her first set, and then we are going to jump up in weight, okay? Go ahead, Amy. Amy, go ahead and give me 12. So lean forward until you hit your knees. Bend. And then slide everything up, pushing off of the ground like you're getting ready to jump. Excellent. And then you do everything in reverse as you're coming up. All right, slide down. Doing great. Last one. All right, Amy, you just finished deadlifts. Where do you feel it?
My back.
Your back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, lower back,
Yeah.
right? It feels tight, right? It feels nice tingling.
Yeah.
Do you feel pain though?
No.
No. That is the important part. You should not feel pain in your back. Again, you can check out episode 2 on how to help your back if you are having some back issues. But yeah, you should be feeling this in your hamstrings and in your lower back. This is another one of those exercises that works out multiple muscle groups. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is this one?
If you put your mind into it, it's not that difficult. So it's the same thing.
A 4. All right, so my personal opinion is deadlifts are a little bit harder until you get the form right. Once you get the form, I agree, they're about a 4, but if you don't know how to do them properly, they are scary. So just make sure you're doing them right, and the difficulty shouldn't be that high. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next exercise. All right, so we're at the end now. Basically, the last things that we want to focus on are, again, our core, to make sure that they're nice and strengthened, and also a little bit of cardio, so get our heart rate up so that when we do our cool down stretch, our muscles are nice and warmed up, okay? So she's actually gonna be doing a bit of a superset, so she's gonna be doing some step ups with no weight, and then she's gonna be going straight into a plank for 30 seconds, okay? Ready, Amy?
Okay. How many want me to do?
Go ahead and do 10 step ups each leg. 18, 19, and 20. Plank position. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Now keep your legs close. 4, 5, 6, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Alrighty guys, that's gonna end this week's episode. Again, I'm the Apex Kid. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. If we get over 50 subscribers, we are gonna be raffling away some really cool stuff, so I can't wait for that to happen. Amy, what would you say your advice would be to someone who's walking into the gym for the first time?
Do the right posture.
Yeah, right. Have the right form, do the right posture, right? You can't emphasize that enough, right? So, how likely do you think you would be to continue doing an exercise like that?
If I have somebody to help me out, it would be more likely, yeah.
Absolutely. So that's where personal trainers definitely do help. They serve as that extra motivation, and they know the knowledge to help you out, and that's what this YouTube channel is here for. So, Amy, are you going to subscribe to our channel?
Yeah.
Excellent. So we look forward to that. Once again, I'm the Apex Kid. See you soon.